This was about 4 or 5 years into my practice. And I liked it enough that I went every year. Every January, I would go for a week until I completed their entire curriculum.
Wow.
And interesting, one of the teachers there was a man named Peter Dawson. He hadn't started his own institute yet. That's how old I am. And I want to come back in a moment and talk about the speech that Dr. Pankey gave to my class in his 90s, my first time there, because it affected me. But for now, I went along, did an occasional full mouth reconstruction a year, did a lot more crowns and bridges, and saw a lot of children, as a matter of fact, because I guess back in dental school, the head of the department there really made me enjoy children. So I saw a lot of children in the beginning. And I looked up about 20 years, almost 20 years into practice, and I was a little bored. It's like I could do crowns and fillings with my eyes closed. And had been doing a lot of real estate developing and investing really my whole adult life. And I decided I was going to get out of dentistry and become a real estate developer. And so I recruited a young man out of dental school named John Whittemore, and he started visiting our office. And about the same time, I saw a blurb in a newsletter that the best way to make your practice worth more was to get a cosmetic component. And the best place to learn it was the AACD. And here's the toll-free number at that time. For everybody out there, the way to contact them now is aacd.com. But I joined, and later that year I went to the first meeting there and was completely blown away at the beautiful dentistry I was seeing. And even though I had been doing some veneers and some bonding, I realized that my work really didn't measure up. And I immediately enrolled in their accreditation process and kind of fell in love with dentistry all over again through cosmetic dentistry. And then 3 years later, I was accredited in cosmetic dentistry and got very involved in that organization, the AACD, and it kind of became my home organization. And I got on the committee that planned their scientific session and eventually was chairman of that. And then a few years later, I was on the board. And then a few years later, I was the president and got to travel all over the country and the world on their behalf, which was a lot of fun. Met a lot of interesting and influential people through that and met lots and lots of speakers, some of which we'll talk about today.